Welcome to our city. I'm Alonzo Jones, sitting in for Mayor Bowledge. And here's what's going on this week around our city. On Thursday, November 5th at 3 p.m., Mayor Bowledge will attend the grand opening and ribbon cutting of Rancho Manteo, which is located at 27 Westfield Avenue. Following that event at 3:30 p.m., Mayor Bowledge will attend the Leaguers Kindergarten Transition Fair. This event will provide information on the kindergarten registration process, what documentation is required, financial aid, curriculum, after-school programs, transportation, free services that the library provides, parent-teacher association, and more. This event will be held at 1189 East Broad Street in the second floor gymnasium. For more information or to RSVP, please contact 908-629-9199. On Saturday, November 7th at 10 a.m., Mayor Bowledge will attend the Boston Capital Sun program, which will be located in the City Council chambers on the third floor of City Hall, which is located at 50 Winfield Scott Plaza. This program can help homeowners in foreclosure repurchase their houses at a mortgage rate they can afford. For more information, please call 908-352-8450. Following that event at 12 noon, Mayor Bowledge will join the New Zion Baptist Church and Nesbitt Funeral Home for a Family and Friends Day with the Federation of Black Cowboys and Black Cowgirls. The event will be held at the New Zion Baptist Church, which is located at 800 Florida Street. For tickets or more information, please call New Zion Baptist Church at 908-355-0081 or Nesbitt Funeral Home at 908-352-7078. On Sunday, November 8th at 12 p.m., Mayor Bowledge will present commendations to Our Lady of Fatima Girl Scout Troop in honor of their 38th anniversary. The ceremony will be held in the Arches Hall, which is located at 403 Spring Street. If you need more information concerning these events or any other this week, please contact the Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. We'll be back with this week's segment after these words. Thank you.
We have some of the finest teachers in the country. And then they graduate. Kean University.
Welcome back to this week's segment of Our City. I have the pleasure of being joined with members of the Family and Children's Services organization here in the city. And I'll allow each one of you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, starting with you, Natasha.
I am Natasha,
Okay.
and I am the community outreach coordinator at Family and Children's Services.
Okay. How long have you been there?
I've been there for about 5 years.
Okay. You like it?
I enjoy it. I love what I do. I'm currently right now per diem, but it's everything to me. Everything that we do matters, so that's why I enjoy being there.
And Marissa, welcome.
Hi, I'm Marissa Mansueto. I am the program director for the Transforming Trauma Project, as well as the program supervisor for the Youth Counseling Services program and the Youth Achieving Success program.
And how long have you been with the organization?
I've been there for 10 years. I started as a therapist, and I've been in the supervisory role now for 5 years.
Dave, last but not least, but you've been on the show before.
Alonzo, last year.
Yes.
Last year with Bill Webb, the executive director at that time. But I'm the current board of trustees president. Became president last summer, and so I'm into my second year. I've been on the board since 2005, so 10 years, and actually came to the board introduced to Family and Children's Services with the Rev, if you know the Rev, from the Suburban Golf Course, and he's now the pastor at Townley Presbyterian Church, and so I joined then, so I've enjoyed it very much.
Dave, since you've been on the show before, I'm going to start the questioning with you and ask you, how exactly did Family and Children's Services get started?
Well, it has a long history. It actually began in 1893. And it began as a small group which grew of women primarily, if only, mothers and grandmothers who were in Elizabeth and reached out to the underserved, the needy, the homeless, and met their needs in feeding and clothing. and it progressed through the 1890s into the 1900s, and then got to the point of hiring folks like Marissa and Natasha that can counsel with families in stress, families in need, youth that need counseling, and we'll talk further about the population we approach. But it really branched out. But we still have, we have a board of 16 trustees, and I would say at least 5 of those trustees have mothers, aunts, grandmothers who had been volunteers with Family and Children's Services, way back when.
Right.
So quite a history. Yeah.
Now, as you mentioned, way back when to present day, do you think the agency has grown?
It has, yeah, it really has. Of course, we have credentialed employees now, counselors now, but it's grown in the sense that our budget is, say, $2.9 million a year, and our balance sheet is about $860,000. So it has grown. We've got 33 full-time employees. We probably have 6 or 8 part-time, and then we also use interns from Kane. We've got 3 interns, and we do take some from Rutgers, but right now it's primarily Kane graduate students. So that's a staff of about 45. Yeah.
So a staff of about 45, but how is the Board of Trustees composition?
Oh, the Board of Trustees, actually a very diverse group. We have a committee that seeks out those who are interested in serving on a not-for-profit like Family and Children's Services. So we have 16 total, and it's spread. We have attorneys, we have folks who know how to, it's called development, but how to raise monies. We have a physician, we have probation officer, we have those that have a background in insurance. So it's really a very diversified. And when we look for a trustee, we look for a trustee that has the skills that can fit, the needs that we have as trustees rotate off and we fill positions.
And Marissa, let's move over to you and talk about the staff composition. Tell us about that, please.
Sure. We have a wide array of behavioral health professionals. So we have licensed professional counselors, licensed social workers, licensed marriage and family therapists, as well as clinicians working towards their licensure. So.
And when you play your role at Family and Children's Services, exactly what do you do and who do you serve?
Well, my role particularly, we work in the youth programs. So one of our newest programs is the Transforming Trauma program, and we are providing evidence-based, trauma-focused, cognitive behavioral therapy. So those services are provided to children ages 5 to 17 who've experienced some type of traumatic event in their life. So that's one of my major roles. That's a large project that also goes out into the community. We do training. We've also collaborated with CARES Institute in training clinicians in the model, so bringing evidence-based practice to the area and across the state. So that's one of my major roles. Also in prevention.
Okay.
So we work with youth ages 9 to 17 all over Union County who have not hit the juvenile justice system yet. And those services are provided at no cost.
Okay.
And also to youth who have hit that juvenile justice system. We provide services to them as well.
Now, you and Dave mentioned 10 years each. Natasha, I guess you're the
5.
5,
The
you're the baby of
youngest.
the bunch. How did you become involved with Family and Children's Services?
I was very fortunate after I graduated with my BA in psychology that I applied to Family and Children's Services, and I was hired, and I was the head case manager at the time for our homeless prevention program, which we no longer have, but that's how I became involved originally.
And Dave, how did you hear about it and how did you get involved?
Well, again, I was recruited, so to speak. I had retired and I was involved in different activities, and so I was recruited, and I came down and I talked to Bill Webb. I talked to some of the other trustees, and so I was asked if I would come on. My background is in finance. I had a career with the U.S. Comptroller of the Currency, which is the regulator for national banks nationwide. So that was my kind of my niche in coming on the board, was financial niche.
And Marissa, what kind of professionals do you have on staff over at Family and Children's Services?
Sure. Like I said, we have licensed professional counselors, licensed social workers, licensed marriage and family therapists, as well as clinicians working towards their licensure. So in the field, you need to gather your hours under the supervision of a licensed professional. We have clinicians who speak Spanish. We also have clinicians who speak Polish, and I think there's a few other languages that we offer bilingual services in.
And mentioning those, do you think the agency is culturally competent?
Absolutely. We do a lot of training in understanding different cultural aspects that go into treatment. Culture is a huge part of who we are, and in treating individuals, it's a big factor that we would like to stay up in current best practices with.
Now, staying up in current, and it's mentioned earlier that this place has been around for years, what's new at Family and Children's Services?
So like I said, our Transforming Trauma program is definitely a new direction for us. It was our first federal grant, SAMHSA funded in connection with the National Child Traumatic Stress Network. So the experience of being affiliated with such a great network with a wealth of knowledge, and then also getting up-to-date training. So our clinicians are trained with the most evidence-based practice available currently. So that's a new direction for us. And I think it fits well with the direction the field is going.
Now, I know no one's here volunteering, everyone has to get paid, so Dave, I'll start with you. Maybe tell me, how does Family and Children's Services fundraise? How do you get the funding?
That's an important question, Alonzo. Well, it's difficult. It is difficult, but a variety of ways. Contracts, as Marissa had mentioned, with the state, with the federal government. That's a surety of income for us. Then we also have contracts with private endowments that operate in this area and out of New York City. We also look for especially unrestricted funding. So we look for donors who have a background from Elizabeth, who appreciate the work that we do in Elizabeth. And they will often give unrestricted monies to the agency without tying us to a certain program. And so it gives us the flexibility of maybe initiating new programs or just funding even administrative costs, which are always there, like IT and financial. So that's one way. A second avenue, and we've done this, is different events for fundraising. Last year, the mayor was with us a year ago, October, when we had Champions for Kids, and we honored, recognized Bob Hurley, Coach Bob Hurley. And the mayor was one of a number of folks out of Elizabeth, along with the freeholders, who came to that program, and that was a fundraiser for us. A second one is a very successful golf event, which we typically run each June, and that's it moves around, but usually at Suburban. And that's open to anybody who loves to play golf, or maybe not even play golf, but just come and have a bite to eat.
Do the ladies play golf? Or they don't show up for that?
They were certainly there.
Very supportive.
We
We
sell,
we can make it in.
And we sell mulligans and everything
yeah,
else throughout
yeah,
the day.
yeah. And we actually had a Maserati on what hole was
Yes,
it?
we
The
did
13th hole?
get to
Or-
drive a
Last one.
Maserati.
No
Yes.
one had a hole in one, so
So the
you
hole
know.
in one had the opportunity to win a
Yes,
Maserati?
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well,
Every
it was to win a lease for a Maserati. But yes.
And none of you can just kick the ball in with your foot to help someone out? Or?
No,
Yeah.
we sit there.
And then the
Very
third,
honest.
I can't overlook the third fundraiser we do, and that's a fashion show.
Okay.
And this year we're going to have it on March the 3rd. And these are professional fashion designers, that come out of New York City. And we put this on. Last year it was up at the Park Avenue Club in Florham Park, New Jersey. And this year it will be at the Canoebrook Club. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a good fundraiser for us. So events.
So since they didn't participate in the golf outing, will they model at least, or?
They have an opportunity to. I don't know. Have you two modeled at all?
No.
Well, you really ought to. I mean,
Stick with social work things.
Well, you have a few months to think about it, and pull Dave out there also while
Yeah,
you're thinking about
yeah.
it. So we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and talk to you some more about Family and Children's Services, okay?
Okay, Alonzo.
Yes.
We'll be back with the second half of our show after these words. Thank you.
We're an American original, dependable, historic, nuanced, with all the comforts of home, even when you're just visiting. So we're celebrating for all that we've left untouched and all that we've changed. A place where the past meets the future. So consider this your invitation.
We've been celebrating here in Elizabeth for 350 years, and we're just getting started.